Recently, a claim was made that the Igbo people are poor, that they do not build mansions, that their villages are empty, and their prosperity exaggerated. The statement was attributed to Asari Dakubo. In moments like this, arguments are unnecessary because the most effective response is evidence. So instead of talking, we went to the villages and we watched them come alive. Poverty is not an insult. It is a measurable condition. It is the absence of assets, the absence of durable shelter, the absence of private investment, the absence of return. Poverty does not build in concrete. It does not install gates, lightning, and security. It does not plan for generations. So before conclusions are drawn, the evidence must be observed. These are Igbo villages, not city suburbs, not government estates, not speculative developments. These are ancestral lands, owned, inherited, and developed privately. What you are seeing did not arrive overnight. It arrived brick by brick, year by year, and business by business. These structures are not symbolic, they are functional. Multiple floors, guest chalets, event courtyards, security houses, independent power systems. This is not emergency shelter. This is long-term investment. Poverty does not design like this. These homes were not built by politicians. They were built by traders, importers, transport owners, manufacturers, professionals in the diaspora. People whose wealth did not come from monthly salaries, but from enterprise. This is the Igbo economic model: private risk, private reward, and private reinvestment. In Igboland, success is incomplete until it returns. Land is ancestral. Ownership is permanent. Accountability is communal. A man may live in Lagos, but his name lives at home. So he builds where his children will be remembered. There are moments when doubts disappear completely. December, Easter, and August meetings. When the villages are full, convoys arrive, houses open, lights stay on all night. Poverty does not host seasons like this. Funerals here are not displays of sorrow alone. They are audits of capacity, of preparation, of community standing. Cows are bought. Food is supplied in tons. Musicians are booked months ahead. This is not performance. This is liquidity. Much of the wealth does not appear in official statistics. It moves privately. It circulates locally. It reinvests quietly. But concrete remembers. Roads remembers. Compounds remembers. That's why you see all these mansions, buildings, gifts, charities, and love in southeastern villages. Poverty avoids attention, it avoids return, and it avoids responsibility. Wealth behaves differently. It builds, it comes home, and it leaves evidence behind. This film is not an argument. It is an answer. And for those still unsure, Asari, come and see. What you have just seen is not opinion. It is not sentiment, and it is not rivalry. It is fiscal evidence, built over decades, funded privately, and returned deliberately to ancestral lands. In a world where narratives are often louder than facts, 1010 Media chooses documentation over debate. We go to the places being discussed. We observe carefully, and we let evidence speak. If you believe African stories deserve accuracy, not exaggeration, if you believe Igbo enterprise should be examined, not dismissed, then this channel is for you. Subscribe to 1010 Media. Like this documentary. It helps the truth to reach further. Share it with anyone still in doubt, and leave a comment below. What did you notice first? The scale, the planning, or the return? This film was not made to argue. It was made to record. And this is 1010 Media.